Okay, welcome back. Last time we finished off most of the remaining levels in Muggshot's territory, and now we just have one level left before the boss fight itself. If I'm going to be totally honest, I did actually just have to go back and redo basically everything I did in that episode, because it turns out I may be a giant idiot who forgot to save. So, yeah, obviously, I'm not off to the best start with this today, but you know what? Running it down is a solid way to start an episode, you know? You know, we are 36 seconds in, and I'm already making a buffoon of myself. Okay, let's just... Okay. Now just kill this guy, and away we go. That was atrociously bad. Honestly, at some point, I probably will just go back and farm the additional lives I could get in the first world, mostly just for general convenience. But I probably don't need them. And I'll see how it goes. I'm going to kill this guy first, because, well, I know me, I'll probably get hit from off screen or just not see the cards or react to them in time otherwise. And there's a reason I saved this level for last, and it is right here.
Well, look who just walked into my crosshairs. Sly Cooper.
About time you showed up, Miss Fox. I was getting worried about you. Thought you took a wrong turn somewhere back in Paris.
The only one making wrong turns is you, Sly. I'd suggest you surrender before I paralyze you with my good friend, the shock pistol.
Now see, a girl whose best friend's a firearm's got issues. A little dinner, a little dancing. I think I can help you out.
Sounds romantic. As long as you don't mind dining in jail.
Nah, I hear the service is lousy.
Once I catch you, you'll know for yourself.
Honestly, I do kind of like their little back and forths. They are absolutely just they are kind of just, they're kind of nothing, but I find it kind of endearing in a way. Anyway, let's hopefully not die at all in this level. I feel pretty confident about it, because honestly these chase levels, in general, they aren't particularly difficult. I am a bit worried about missing something, though. Ideally, I'd like to, you know, not miss stuff if I can, but we'll see how it goes. If nothing else, we now have a bonus horseshoe, so we can take another hit. We are most of the way through here, you know, so, well, we're not most of the way through here, but I don't think I've missed any of the clue bottles yet, which is very good, because I don't want to have to go back and, you know, run through this again. I know that there's another chase with Carmelita in the fourth world, which is in China, and I remember for that one you do have to, like, get the vault open, you have to have already beaten the game. So when I get to there, I'll mention it when I do that level as well. But when I get to there, I'll probably just make a cut so I can show what's in that vault, so I can have the last boss actually be, you know, the last thing in the game. Also, 10 out of 10. I don't know how I didn't get hit there, but I'm not going to complain about it. Okay, so we are 7 away. 1 there, 2 there, 4 more. Okay. So we shouldn't be in too much danger here. I don't like that enemy placement, though. That seems kind of inconvenient. Like, how do I get them away from there? Because I know that this will be one of those things where I'll be like, oh, they'll just move. Wait, can I throw down a mine? Because I don't think... Because I know the chase picks up, like, right here. Wait, maybe if I just use the safe for cover. If I use a safe for cover, throw a mine out. Ah, forget it, I'll just go for it. 10 out of 10, this is why sometimes you just shouldn't play aggro on everything. Okay, which code is this? I think this might be 444? No. I know one of them is 444. I don't remember which one, though. Anyway, let's see what this is.
Aha! It's Sir Andrew Cooper used to make fake stand-ups of himself to confuse guards into attacking the wrong thing. Use the triangle button to put together a fake Sly Cooper.
That seems like that would have been very helpful to deal with that enemy that I just dealt with. But anyway, let's have a quick look at it. Yeah, we just basically threw out a cardboard cutout of ourselves, so that just kind of waves at the enemy. Okay, so let's hop up here, and away we go, because the chase picks up again pretty much immediately as soon as we get to this little section. And pretty much, you need to hurry through here, because basically it all collapses. And obviously, I would quite like to not, you know, fall into the void. Falling into the void is, you know, something I would quite like to avoid in a great many aspects of my life, you know? And after this, we can go and fight the boss, which I remember having difficulty with when I was a kid. I remember finding this boss fight really hard, but who knows, anything could happen. Like, I remember finding this boss fight really hard and the next one really easy, but honestly, anything could happen. Anything could happen, because I am, well, I'm recently realizing, maybe I'm just wildly inconsistent at some of these things. And now we just have to break this fire hydrant, and away she goes.
Down, Cooper. You can't run forever.
Maybe you should jump off that, Carmelita, like, that is, wow, she just popped out of existence there. I feel like that was probably a good time to, like, jump off there, you know, before it, like, fell. Anyway, let's go fight this boss. So, let's, well, I'm going in with one. Like, I'm going in with one free hit available, so who knows, it might be okay. So anyway, we just, throw all 7 keys in, open up this, hit this switch, and call the elevator. And away we go. All the way up to that penthouse where we can go and fight this boss. I should probably check outside. Like, I know, I feel like I should probably check outside to see if there was, like, a horseshoe or anything there, but it'll be okay.
Did you look at that ugly mug?
I am, and I find it infinitely fascinating.
Huh?
My X-ray detection device.
Okay, so, I feel okay just talking through this, because, yeah, basically, since I had to reload the save, I hadn't done these levels, so I hadn't had this conversation yet. So, yeah, I guess it's now just gonna play in a bit of a weird order. Anyway, let's just go and fight this boss now. So, we're now gonna fight Muggshot in Last Call. I remember this being the hardest, well, one of the harder bosses.
What? My boys have been yapping about some big mysterious dude running around cracking skulls and and this is it? You're the monkey wrench in my operation? Some scrawny rat with a stick. Wait a second. I seen that stick before.
Maybe when my father knocked your block off with it.
Your father? Wow. You're a Cooper? You know, that Thievius Raccoonus had a lot of nice pictures, but way too many big words.
So you don't mind just handing it over?
What? What, are you kidding? You break into my place, steal my stuff, trash the joint. I feel transgressed and violated. Let's rock.
I do like how he's like, there were way too many big words, and then immediately busts out transgressed. So basically, the way this boss fight works is, he just shoots at you, and he shoots at you real fast. So, yeah, I remember this being by far the hardest boss that wasn't the last one. So, I don't know, maybe time is, look, I don't know, maybe time is, going to make me reflect on this in a way that isn't as difficult, but, who knows, anything could happen. But, yeah, I remember this being the second hardest boss after the final one, because I remember the final boss being, like, 3 or 4 phases. Basically, though, all you have to do is hit all of these mirrors to reflect the light back, you know, while avoiding getting shot.
My beautiful gun is destroyed. Good thing I got a spare upstairs.
I don't know how, like, reflecting sunlight into mirrors and everything, I don't know how that, like, you know, destroyed the guns, but you know what? I'm not going to question it. I do need to maybe pay... Okay, time the mirror can block them for me. Okay, I do need to, I'm gonna take a hit here. Wow, I didn't get hit. Let's go. Gun... Yeah, die back. And of course, because I did the... Yeah, and because... Basically, you don't get checkpoints in these. Like, it's a boss fight. No checkpoints. Fortunately... Wait, this might be the play. Okay, no, we can still be shot while rolling. So, full disclosure, I said at the start of the episode, hey, I basically hadn't saved. I'd recorded this episode and most of the next chapter, and this boss fight is going a lot worse than it did last time. Like, last time, I think I died like 4 times total and then just flawlessly ran the boss. But, this time, we, definitely aren't doing quite as well. But who knows? Could be worse. Like, it could definitely be going worse. But, yeah, it's... So far, this isn't exactly being a perfect example of me being good at this. Helps if I, hit the thing I need to hit, though. But hey, that's phase 1 complete, and we do have a free horseshoe. Honestly, to be totally honest, I'm not too worried about it, because I feel like I do have plenty of lives, even if I do want to go back and get more just for general convenience. Because I remember that final boss just being awful. Well, not necessarily an awful final boss, but it's just like, you know when a boss fight goes on just a bit too long? Like, it's one of those ones. Because it's like 3 or 4 phases, and it's a lot. Anyway, with that, that's phase 2 of this one done. Okay, so, on the final phase where we need the Ninja Spire jump. Basically, the gimmick here is, we just need to not get hit. And if he shoots one of the mirrors we've turned, it'll turn it back around. So that's the gimmick for this phase. So basically, all you need to do is keep moving. Basically, as long as you keep moving in this phase, you very easily get through it. Like, the worst you can realistically do is actually just hit the mirrors back and be a little bit of an inconvenience, as he seems to be pretty good at doing so far. But yeah, like, he hasn't even shot at us, really, in this phase, and we just destroy him. Simple.
This is impossible. A little pipsqueak like you beating a big, strong bruiser like me? It ain't right. You want all of that stupid picture book? You're gonna have to go down to Haiti and cross paths with Ms. Rue. And then believe you me, you don't want to be you.
The Muggshot section of the Thievius Raccoonus contained an entry from my gunslinging ancestor, Tennessee Kid Cooper. His specialty was the rail walk and rail slide, moves perfected through a lifetime of theft in the Old West. Getting out of town proved to be a little more challenging than getting in. Having just missed us, Inspector Fox went for the next best thing and dragged that canine steroid case off to jail. That was the end of Muggshot's gambling empire, and Mesa City's citizens soon returned home. While me and the boys, well, we enjoyed the rest of our stay in America, and then returned to Paris, ready for our next mission.
So, a couple of things. If we're going to Haiti, and we were just in Utah, why would we go all the way back to Paris first? It's like, okay, we go from Paris to Wales. I can understand that. Then back to Paris, maybe. But then it's like to Utah, to Paris, to Haiti, to Paris, to China, to Paris. It's like, it's a lot, you know? Anyway, let's see what Bentley's doing. Sorry, Murray's doing. He is, playing on the PS1. What's he playing? Not sure. Anyway, with that, I'm going to end off today's episode here, and next time we'll be starting up the 3rd chapter, as we head on over here to start dealing with Ms. Ruby. So, as always, feel free to leave a comment and/or click any buttons down below if you feel so inclined. Feel free to tell me about how I'm garbage at that boss fight. To be totally honest, yeah, not really gonna be, I'm not, like, well, I played that terribly, I'm gonna be totally honest. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Okay, later.